Hey everyone, welcome to Frame Nest, the place where we dive deep into movies and shows. Whether you're here for detailed analyses, wild theories, scene-by-scene recaps, or straightforward reviews, if you're all about getting more out of your favorite content, you're in the right spot. Let's get started. In the latest episode of The Last of Us, Ellie and Dina are hiding out from a group of soldiers. We overhear their leader giving orders to eliminate the people responsible for the chaos they just walked into. These are the first live humans our duo has encountered since they arrived in Seattle. The first ones alive, following the group of dead refugees they found outside town. That group, consisting of women, children, and likely babies, is connected to a faction capable of horrific actions themselves. This stark reality leads Dina to voice the same question we're all thinking. What's going on in Seattle? Here, survival is marked by constant conflict, brutality, and tough choices. Our introduction to Isaac, the current leader of the Washington Liberation Front, WLF, comes right before we get to see the city itself. Isaac, disillusioned by his time with Fedra, made the brutal decision to wipe out a group of people under his command. The WLF soldiers' contempt for civilians they're supposed to control is chilling and reminiscent of the way Fedra's soldiers grew drunk on power. Isaac's comments, especially about calling regular citizens voters to mock their lost rights, reveal just how far gone these factions are. Isaac, in a particularly grim move, gives a soldier who hasn't yet fallen into corruption a choice. But it's really not a choice. It's more like a decision already made for him. This mirrors Ellie's own situation. We understand why Ellie seeks justice, but after Jackson's council decided not to act, going after Abby doesn't feel like a choice anymore. Heading to an unfamiliar city like Seattle is dangerous, and it doesn't take long for Ellie and Dina to realize they're out of their depth. Dina's pregnancy adds another layer of complexity. At first, we get a clue when she acts strangely in the pharmacy, but it's not until later that the full impact of this revelation hits. This moment, while surprising to Ellie when she hears it, has already been foreshadowed, adding depth to the narrative. The destruction and danger around them force the characters to find something human to hold onto, a thread of hope amid the chaos. After a flashback to Isaac's time with Fedra in 2018, the episode kicks off. One thing that felt odd during the game's early Seattle chapters was the eerie emptiness of the city. This silence serves the show well, allowing time for Ellie and Dina to exchange information while maintaining a sense of dread. The pace is quicker in the show, but it still uses this quiet period to build tension. When Ellie discovers the guitar in the Valiant music store, it marks a pivotal moment in their relationship. Their bond is clear, and though Dina's choice to love who she loves was decided for her as a child, this part of the story is about growth. Even if this kind of coming-of-age love story isn't the primary focus for some viewers, it still serves its purpose in deepening the characters. There's something beautifully symbolic about searching through a ruined world to find something that shouldn't be there, like a musical instrument, something left untouched by the apocalypse. But that peace doesn't last. After nightfall, when they head to a TV station they've spotted earlier, the grim reality of the city becomes evident. We begin to understand why Seattle is in such chaos. Our first encounter with the Seraphites, or the Scars as the WLF calls them, shows a faction that was once peaceful but is now fleeing the city. Isaac's rebellious acts against Fedra's regime offer a glimpse into the totalitarian world the WLF was born from. But while they may have noble ideas, both sides, the WLF and the Seraphites, have their darker, extremist elements. Isaac's cruelty comes into sharp focus when he tortures a Seraphite prisoner. The tension here isn't just about his actions, but the cold, detached way he seems to enjoy it. He justifies it as a necessary part of war, but it's clear that Isaac doesn't hesitate when it comes to brutality. Meanwhile, the Seraphites, believing their cause is just, remain just as harsh. The lines between good and evil are blurred, showing that neither side is without flaws. As Isaac's plans unfold, we see the kind of world Ellie and Dina are now facing. The city's dangers aren't limited to just the human factions. The infected remain a constant threat. But there's another layer of fear when the soldiers start using flares to light up dark spaces, unaware of the horde they're about to unleash. Dina's ability to count the infected by sound is a clever callback to the game's listen mode mechanic, where players could use sound to detect enemies. This skill, now a survival instinct, shows just how much the situation has escalated for the two of them. When the horde crashes into the tunnel, they escape through a narrow subway car, but it's a tense, close call. They manage to outwit the infected and evade the WLF soldiers. But as they go through another tight turnstile, Ellie sacrifices herself by placing her arm out to protect Dina from a bite. Dina, unaware of Ellie's immunity, is devastated. She thinks Ellie has just made the ultimate sacrifice for her. But Ellie survives, and in a touching moment, Dina confesses her pregnancy to Ellie. This shift in their relationship is profound, signaling that the possibility of a future, one that includes a child, is now on the table. This moment of connection continues into the next morning, when they reflect on the gravity of the choices before them. Dina admits that the idea of losing Ellie brought everything into focus, and the notion of building a life together, raising a child, becomes a new hope. Ellie, though still burdened by the past, embraces the idea of a future with Dina. This scene is a pivotal turning point, showing the evolution of Ellie's character. The trauma of losing Joel still looms large, but this new relationship, with all its hope and fear, changes her. The contrast between their deep, personal connection and the violence outside is stark. It highlights how the brutality of the world can make moments of love and intimacy feel even more precious. Later, when Ellie and Dina learn that they're getting closer to finding Abby, Ellie wants to protect Dina from the violence she's about to face. Dina, however, makes the decision to stand by Ellie, choosing to fight together. This marks the beginning of their journey forward, one where they're not just fighting for survival, but for the possibility of something better. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to FrameNest for more reviews, theories, and deep dives. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.